Sexpot Comedy, collaborative, community-driven comedy from Denver, Colorado. Now and then, here and there, and always at sexpotcomedy.com.
So how'd you get started in this wonderful depression of stand-up comedy?
Well, I'd always wanted to do it, do stand-up. I never really knew how. And I was running track at CU Boulder, and I told one of my friends that, I decided to quit track because I was tired of running after 3 years.
Yeah.
And, I told him that I'd always wanted to do stand-up. And literally, like 3 days later, he called me, and he was like, hey, man, I just saw a sign for stand-up. I was like, what? He was like, yeah. He was like, you didn't do it? So I was like, yeah. So he sent me the information. And that next week, man, that whole week I was just trying to figure out shit and write and watch and study. And then I did that show and I never looked back.
Where was your first spot?
It was at CU, actually, the building Hale 270.
All right.
Yeah, I'll never forget that room. Yeah, it was cool.
How'd that go?
It actually went really well.
All right.
Because I could bring everybody. And everybody who knew me, they got my humor. So it was, you're fine when you're in front of your friends.
Yeah.
It's the second time. So when you go up in front of people you don't know, you're like, oh, shit. That was not funny. Yeah. It was actually at the Mercury Cafe the second time. Oh, jeez, it was bad. Me and my friends, we Googled mics, and this was like an anything open mic. They had like poetry, bands, whatever you want to do. This poet got up, and this lady and her husband got up playing the piano, and I started going up telling jokes, and it was silent. And I was like, well, I guess y'all are just not understanding the jokes. And this dude was like, no, you're just not funny. And I wasn't asking for him to say that. But and I was like, oh, yeah? And that was the guy who was playing piano with his wife. So I said something about him and his wife playing the piano, and the whole room erupted. Like, it started laughing. I was like, oh, hell yeah, I got your ass. And then I tried to go back into material, bombed accordingly. I went right. It got silent again. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to get out of here. And, yep. Yeah, I tried. I had one thing and it worked, and then I did. I didn't know at that point what to do. You get it, I had a window, I tried it, and then I was like, oh, okay, maybe if I do a joke now. But, yeah, it was crickets.
This has been a Sexpot Comedy Joint, collaborative, community-driven comedy produced by Andy Jewett and Kayvon Kalatvari. Headquartered in Denver, Colorado, with technical support from Isaac Miller. Every day at sexpotcomedy.com or at a show near you. Until next time, be well, friends.